Hello, and welcome to my multimedia project. This sculpture is quite large. When we look at it, we see a small white box at the foot of the sculpture. Upon a closer look, we see it as a box of Life cereal, illustrating that this sculpture is so large, it is, in fact, larger than life. Here we have a smiley face drawn in chalk, but 12 feet up a wall. How did it get up there? I know I never expect there to be smiley faces drawn 12 feet up on a wall. Next we have the red square fountain. This fountain, shaped like an O, makes an opening in the brickwork of red square. So the fountain makes an O, which stands for opening. Now we have brick. Bricks have been with us for a long, long time. The way we build bricks may have changed over time, but the fact that we use them has been with us for well over 100 years. In fact, here's some bricks that were laid over 7,000 years ago in China. Now this fire extinguisher may seem to stay the same day after day, but you know what? It does change. Fire extinguishers have to be inspected occasionally, and this one's no different. We know that each day it grows longer and longer since its last inspection. Even the day after the next time it's inspected, we can be sure that the time since it has been inspected is always going to be growing. This sculpture looks like, well, nothing. Pablo Picasso is known to be a famous artist who went through many phases, so a picture of just about anything would look like Picasso could have painted it. He also worked in sculpture, and here we see one of his sculptures that looks similar in some ways to the first one. Odd to think that he could have made the first one too, or even painted something, a tree or a man or a building, and had it come out looking like the first sculpture. Now this Chicken Caesar rap is clearly good enough to be immortalized in song. And no, I'm not going to sing for you. It wouldn't be pleasant for either of us. But if I were to write a rap song, this would be inspiration. Here's a cheaply made metal box that contains garbage. While we like these because they keep garbage out of our streets and walkways, I've never heard the phrase uttered, "Ooh, look at the beautiful garbage." Fire! Fire! Oh, no, wait. We just have fire suppression systems in the basement of Miller Hall because it's required by law. Fire suppression systems are an essential part of every public building. And this is a picture of me. I'm at Western on a day that my only class was canceled. So why aren't I at home in my pajamas, or sleeping, or doing something else standard and stereotypical for a college student? Because my time is being used in a way you may not expect it to be. I'm at Western doing homework even though I have all the tools I need to do homework at home. So I think all my answers here are creative. They question the assumptions of words, rap song versus rap song, for example, and they often float carelessly over a line marked rules, and I interpreted the picture requirements in a way that made all my pictures fit the mold, where if you were to follow a more strict interpretation, some of these may not be acceptable. I took my time, providing time and opportunities to have creative ideas happen, and I'm open to the final authority on this project, that would be my professor, to tell me that I've made mistakes, and I'm willing to accept the risk of my creativity. This project helped me see with new eyes because I caught myself trying to find things that fit the list of pictures we needed. Some of these pictures we needed were defined so esoterically that we would have to be creative to even get a photo. As I walked around thinking about it, I looked at things that I just saw before and thought about them. It helped information that normally transmitted to my brain and just falls away as unimportant stick more, as I thought about it more. Or in Psych terms, I allowed information that never before made it past my sensory register into my working memory to see if I could reinterpret it to match information I had in the form of a list of pictures I needed. So as a teacher, I plan to create a classroom that enhances creativity by changing how I interact with the students primarily. If students are allowed to explore on their own, and they are shown that mistakes aren't the worst thing that could happen, they'll be more willing to take the risks that they need to be creative. By fostering an environment where students are permitted and even encouraged to ask questions about all matter of subject, ranging from the topic of lecture to the questioning of why we do something a certain way in the classroom, they'll learn that inquisitiveness isn't a vice, but a virtue.